C8 Pay, back at you with another video. And in today's video, I am going to show you how to use your Can-Am Ryker's instrument cluster. Let's get into the video. So, hit that subscribe button before we do. Left to right. Over here on the left, we have the bars that show you when your bike is empty. So, as these bars go away, that means that the gas in your bike is going down. When it gets down here, you need to refill your bike. Right here is the time. The other thing that operates right there as well, you can get your miles until your bike needs an oil change. Right now you see the bike in kilometers, right? KM. That means that the bike is in kilometers. I need to change this back to miles per hour, and that's how I like to view my bike. I usually don't view it in kilometers, but right here in trip A, I normally put I change that or reset it every time that I get an oil change. So when this gets back to 6,000 miles, that lets me know that I need to change the oil just in case I forget. That's trip A, that's trip B, or we can get back to the clock. So again, the clock is 9:05 p.m. in lovely Chicago, Illinois. Here, it tells you how fast the bike is going, that big zero sitting there. Down here, this shows you the miles until you're empty. That shows you until you're empty. So we'll go back in the settings and I'm going to show you how to get this out of KM and back over to the regular setting that we recognize over here in the United States. The P is for park, and as well it tells you that you're in park because you see this red thing right here. So you got park, and that it tells you you're in park. Over here is like your temperature gauge, or heating and cooling. So when you see that over there, if it gets all the way up here to the H, that means something is wrong with your bike and you need to get it towed as soon as possible. You either need some coolant, or a hose broke, something's going on with the cooling system. So if I let my parking brake down, we get an F up here on the screen. As you can see, it changed from a P to an F. The F stands for fun. We're about to have some fun. No, I'm joking. The F stands for forward. As you can see, this red exclamation point, it went away. So that means that we're in forward, we're ready to ride. When I put the parking brake back up, you see the P came back and that red sign came back as well. So those are the functions so far. As I showed you over here, there's absolutely, these buttons are dead buttons. They're not even buttons, they do nothing. So I see people pressing over here all the time. I'm like, hey, that's nothing over there, right? So again, this video is for you newbies or some people that have been riding your bike for like a year and still don't know how to operate your instrument cluster. We're gonna figure it out today. Can-Am, by the way, can we get an upgrade on the instrument cluster? This thing looks dated as heck. Can we get something cool like that's on the Spider S, so on and so forth? Can we get something like that? Because this right here, it's simple, it's basic. Simple and basic can be good, but come on, man, it is time for an upgrade. Get in the comment section if you agree that they need to do something else with the instrument cluster. And some of you guys have Spiders and have this same instrument cluster on it. Hey, don't you think that's crazy? Like, you pay more for the Spider and you have this simple basic cluster on it. But nevertheless, let's move on with the video. So this one right here is a button. So this one controls your clock and tells you like the miles. This one down here is the big button, as I call it. This one controls the rest of the bike, or tells you what's going on with the rest of the bike. So if I just tap it, if I just tap that a little bit, sorry about this, guys, the fan came on, hopefully it'll go off in a second. If I tap that button, it tells me a number of things. So we're gonna go over the settings so we hit units and hold units. I'm trying to get, we're gonna hold it. So now we're in miles per hour. I wanted to get back to that so we can, read the screen a little bit better. So again, if I tap this and I just keep tapping across, those are all the settings of the bike. So let's go from the start. Units gets you to miles per hour, or it gets you to kilometers, right? So that's what units does. We go to the next one. This resets your whole bike, the stats of your whole bike. If we go to this one, this increases or decreases the brightness of your instrument cluster. So for example, if I hold it, we're at level 4 right now. If I hit it, we go to -4 and look how dim the instrument cluster got. So as we go up, we go from -4 over to 0 to 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is the brightest. So if your instrument cluster is dim, this is probably one of the reasons it is. So you just need to go into the settings and you need to change it. So we got the fuel stats. So what are the fuel stats? That tells us how many miles per gallon we're getting. So right now this bike is showing that I'm getting 27.6 miles per gallon. I should probably be getting closer to like 32. It just depends on how you ride, if you have an exhaust on it. Those of you guys know that have exhaust, if you go into yours, I bet you it's probably like less than 19, probably 19. If I would guess, I'd probably even say 18. But mine's at 27.6. Go into yours right now if you're close to your bike and get in the comment section and let me know, what does yours read? I want to see who has the most, and I want to see, boy, if one of you guys are at like 15, wow, that's crazy. Next is the range again. So that just tells you how many miles until the bike is empty. So you got this one that will tell you if the bike is empty, and you also have this one. This one is more accurate. So this one is less accurate. So there's been times I've had no bars left, but my bike is saying I still got 35 miles until I'm empty. So that's what I usually keep on the screen. I don't usually do the RPMs. So going back into settings and going across, those are the RPMs, fuel stats, the range, and then the next one is, what was the next one over? Oh, I'm sorry. We got to go back to settings. So if I go to settings and I hold it, we're back in units. Reset the bike. We've talked about brightness. Now we're going to talk about the clock. So when I hold it and I press the clock, so this thing is saying that we're at 9:11. So if I hold this again, it gives me the hours. So I want to be at 9. So I'll just go through it. It does AM and PM. So some of you guys, make sure you know it does AM and PM. So I'm going to try to go back over to the PM side since it is late here in Chicago. So there is 9 PM right there. And then we're going to go over to minutes. And so just hold it. God darn it. It went into a different mode. I didn't want it to go in. So give me a second here, guys. All right. So we're going to hold settings again. We're going to go find clock again. There's clock. We're going to hold clock. Then we hold clock. We got to hold it again to get into hours. Then we got to just click it across, as I said. I'm sorry, I got to get back to 9:11 PM again. So then if I hold it again, it goes to minutes. So now I'm going to go to 9:15, right? So then if I hold it again, it leaves the clock like it is. So then if I keep going across, there's exit. I can hold this to get out of everything. So we covered units. We've covered resetting the stats. So the fuel stats and everything, that's how you reset it. We've covered brightness. We've covered the clock. And there's exit. So the last thing that we need to cover the fun stuff. The number one thing that I love about the bike, when I press and hold this button, it goes into sports mode. Woo! That's the mode for me. That's the mode that I love because it turns the traction off and you have full control of the bike, in my opinion. So if you go in sports mode, you step on your brake and you hit that gas, that's when you start doing a burnout. The other thing is, it doesn't give you the best gas mileage. Your gas mileage sucks in sports mode. But if you want better gas mileage, you hold it and you go to eco mode. So if you're going on a long trip, you can just go into eco mode, and eco mode will give you about 33 to 34 miles per gallon. Then if you can turn eco mode off, and now the bike is back in basically basic. So those are the settings for, again, this is a 2019 Can-Am Ryker 900 Ace. If you have a rally, you don't have sports mode on like some of the newer rallies. You just have rally mode. So you got eco mode, you got rally mode. So get in the comment section right now and let me know if you think I forgot anything in this video. Let me know. Get in the comment section right now and let me know. Please hit that subscribe button if I did a good job today. Also hit that like button if I did a great job today. Until next time, my friends, C8 Pate out.